Yo, welcome everyone to this new series. I'm going to try to make a weekly series, which is basically going to be a weekly market overview where I just share some general thoughts about the market. And I'll also look at like 2-3 extra coins because this is the first video. I'm going to talk about 4 coins today that I think are currently looking interesting. Well, actually, I'm going to look at BTC and ETH, which is what I'm always going to do. And I'm also going to look at like 2-3 extra altcoins. Today I'm going to talk about Lido and Optimism because I think they look interesting right now. But in the future, I'll tweet when I'm about to make this video and then you guys give me suggestions for coins to look at. I'm going to try to keep these videos short and simple. First one is going to be a little bit longer because I have to do this intro, of course. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Feel free to leave feedback in the comments as well. And let's get into it. First and foremost, I'm recording on Sunday, so tomorrow when the legacy markets open, if the SPX dies, for example, then everything could change, so keep that in mind. I'm taking a little bit of a risk by recording on Sunday. But anyway, let's start with Bitcoin. Currently, levels that I'm looking at, 26,500, that's the current support level, which is holding, which is looking nice. Every time it dips below it, it gets bought up and then closes back above. So this actually looks pretty good. 25k, also a significant support level. And then the first significant resistance level is 30k. Currently, market structure-wise, this looks slightly bullish in my opinion. Doesn't look too bad. I don't have a strong bullish bias, but looks slightly bullish overall. Let's take a look at Bitcoin's order books. So I'm looking at spot order books here. By the way, I'll give you guys a little tip. The most important spot order books for Bitcoin currently are definitely the Binance USDT book and then the Coinbase USD book. These are the books that I look at the most. So if you look at the books currently, spot order books, we can see that they look pretty healthy at the moment. In the middle, these green numbers in the middle represent the order book delta. So that means that currently in this range in the order book, there are more bids than asks because all of these numbers are positive. The delta is positive everywhere right now, which means that there's more demand than supply in this range, right? And especially at the 25k level, I told you that that was a significant support level as well. You can see that there are a lot of bids at these levels. So yeah, it's looking pretty healthy right now. Another reason why I think Bitcoin currently looks pretty decent is the derivatives data. There's nothing super noteworthy right now, but everything looks okay, pretty neutral, I would say. So if you look at funding rates, for example, they're pretty much all neutral at baseline or even below baseline. A few that are above baseline, but those markets are less important. The most important derivatives exchanges at the moment are definitely Binance, OKX, and Bybit. I would say first Binance, secondly Bybit, third OKX. And especially the USDT margin contracts, those have the most open interest. So these 3 markets specifically are the ones that you should look at the most. And then here on the right, we have the inverse perps or the coin margin perps. So if you look at Bitcoin, Binance USDT baseline, OKX USDT below baseline, Bybit USDT at baseline. So everything looks neutral. So that's fine, you know. Would have been better if it was all deeply negative, but doesn't look bad either. So Bitcoin, slightly bullish bias. Then Ethereum, I'm going to go over this quickly because it's basically the same thing as Bitcoin right now. Market structure-wise, looks pretty good. It just keeps making higher lows. 1800 seems to be a significant level. That's the first support level at the moment, which is still holding, looking good. 1700, also interesting support level. First level of resistance is 2k, which isn't too far away to be honest, but I looked at the books earlier and there is still some supply above 2k, so yeah, 2k first significant resistance level. And then when it comes to the derivatives data, basically same story as Bitcoin. All the funding rates are neutral or even below baseline. Binance below baseline, OKX below baseline, Bybit neutral. So this all looks pretty decent. By the way, another quick tip about BitMEX. For ETH, the BitMEX funding rate is always really high, and that's because the main ETH contract on BitMEX is a Quanto contract, and funding rates work a little bit differently for Quanto contracts. They're always higher. That's just because of the nature of those contracts. If you want to learn more about that, I actually wrote an article about it on my website, bizjournal.com. I'm not going to explain in depth what that is right now, but yeah, you could just ignore this. These contracts aren't popular anyway. Here on the left, that's what most important, especially Bybit, OKX, Binance. So yeah, all looks pretty decent. So BTC and ETH, slightly bullish bias. Then the next altcoin that I want to look at, because I think it looks interesting right now, is Lido. So Lido, market structure-wise, looks very interesting to me. We have this higher time frame $2 level, which is clearly very important. It was support for a long time, then broke below it. A lot of selling here, but it all got bought up, and then it reclaimed that $2 level, and it's currently holding as support. So this looks really good in my opinion. And then something else that I want to show you guys, which I think is really interesting, is this right here. So 99% of Lido's supply is unlocked. So only 1% remaining, which means that there's not a lot of unlocks that still have to happen. So there's not a lot of sudden supply shock that can happen, you know? So that's pretty healthy. Pretty much the entire float is on the public market. And as you guys all know, Lido, the protocol, one of the most used protocols in crypto. So fundamentally pretty sound. Although it's quote unquote a useless governance token, of course, right? So you could ask yourself, what's the utility of the governance token? But then again, what's the real utility of any cryptocurrency? We could argue about that endlessly. I don't see the point. In my opinion, Lido is just a proxy for the success of the protocol. And market structure wise, again, looks pretty good in my opinion. So this actually looks more bullish to me than BTC and ETH right now. There's a little bit of supply in the spot order books, I have to mention though. So I'm looking at tradinglight.com here. And these white lines are asks. So these are passive limit orders. This is a little bit of supply right above the current level. I'm looking at the Binance spot order book right now because that's the most actively traded market for Lido. By the way, do you guys say Lido or Lido? I'm gonna say Lido for now. So yeah, there's a little bit of supply in the spot order books right now, but as long as this $2 level holds, I have a bullish bias, and I think that it's on its way to gravitating towards this $3 level. That's the first significant resistance level in my opinion. So from a swing trader's perspective, this looks pretty interesting. I could see this, you know, dip a little bit and then slowly but surely gravitate towards $3. As long as $2 holds. That's very important. Okay, and then the final coin that we're going to look at today is OP. Because recently something really interesting happened with OP. There was a massive supply unlock. So as you can see over here on this chart, the vesting schedule, massive supply unlock. So there was this fear that investors were going to dump all of their tokens, and you know, price did drop quite a bit, but currently it's holding, it's not dumping anymore. And what's also interesting is the derivatives data. So open interest absolutely skyrocketed. So as OP was dumping, open interest was skyrocketing. And so these are definitely mostly shorts, partially most likely hedges, but also some speculators. And again, currently Lido is holding, it's actually going up a little bit. So this is something that I'm definitely looking at. It's very interesting to me. All of these hedges and these speculators, these directional shorts, they're gonna have to close eventually, right? So if they start closing, that could lift optimism up even further. And there's also an event happening soon for optimism. I'm not sure how significant it is. Hold on for a moment. I'm going to change the screen. There we go. So there's an event happening for optimism soon. This is my crypto calendar that I make myself. I just write down events in crypto land that I think are noteworthy. So on the 6th, that's very soon, there's going to be an upgrade to the mainnet apparently. Again, I'm not sure how significant this is, but if I see that it has a positive impact on price and those shorts and those hedges, they start closing, then that could lift the market higher than it already is right now. So that's a setup that I'm looking at. Thought that was interesting. And yeah, that's about it for this weekly market update. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.